Authenticity over approval. Living life on your own terms. Sounds really powerful, doesn't it? But let's be honest here. Choosing to live authentically on your own terms isn't always as straightforward as it sounds. In fact, the path often comes with judgment and pushback, and many times loneliness. We live in a world that loves to talk about being authentic. The truth is, what we often see, especially in social media, is those perfect, imperfect moments, those curated, authentic lives that can sometimes be anything but authentic. However, to be fair, I must say as well that the term authenticity is highly subjective. Your idea of what is authentic will be impacted by your personal values, what you believe, what is important for you and meaningful. Also, by your cultural background, the norms and expectations of the society you live in, your life experiences, and the challenges that you have faced. And also your self-perception, your own understanding of your identity and your purpose. And often we are told, be ourselves. But what does that actually mean? And more importantly, what does that actually cost? You see, authenticity is not just about being honest or showing vulnerability when it's convenient. It is about aligning our life with our values, even when those values don't really fit the mold that society or even your loved ones might have created for you. But you know what? When you choose authenticity over approval, you often challenge the status quo. That's for sure. You might make decisions that others don't really understand and pursue paths that seems unconventional or express parts of yourself that make people feel uncomfortable. And that discomfort can lead to judgment, criticism, and even rejection. When we live our lives based on what others expect of us, we're not really living our lives at all. We are simply living someone else's version of who we should be. Someone else's script. And that, my friend, is a slow erosion to your soul. Choosing authenticity means embracing the fact that not everyone will like you. Not everyone will approve your choices, and not everyone will understand your path. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, the only approval you really need is your own. Living authentically requires the courage to stand up and say, this is who I am, even when it feels like the world is telling you that's not who you should be. It's really about embracing discomfort, of being misunderstood, judged, and knowing that your worth isn't tied to people's opinions. So how do we even navigate this? How do we build a life that is truly our own when the pressure to conform is so strong? So here are my 2 cents. First, recognize the difference between genuine authenticity and the curated versions we often see. Authenticity is not about sharing everything with everyone. It's about being true to yourself when making choices that align with your core values and being willing to face the consequences of those choices, even if they're difficult. And the funny thing is, that is only sometimes visible to everyone. Second, we need to understand that the approval of others is really fleeting. It changes with the trends, with the tides of public opinion and the mood of those around us. But how about the approval of yourself? That is something you can carry with you, and someone else's judgment can really take away. Finally, we must practice self-compassion. It's easy to doubt ourselves when we are facing criticism or our path doesn't really look like everybody else's. And hey, my path has never looked like anyone else's. But self-compassion reminds us that we are in a really unique journey, and that journey doesn't really need to be validated by anyone, only by ourselves, really. In the end, Authenticity over approval isn't just a really catchy phrase, it's a way of life. It's about living a life in a way that honors who you are at your core, even when it's hard. Because living on your own terms is the only way to truly live your life, in my opinion. It's not always easy and it's not always comfortable, but it's always worth it. So if this is for you, choose authenticity, live boldly, embrace the judgments that may come, and walk your path with the confidence that in the end, the only person who really needs to approve of your own life is you. Thanks for watching. And remember, your life, your terms.